the show, and we're just gonna just dive right in, right? So,
Okay.
hey guys, how you going? It's us again. We're here for another week. We are today going to just talk about. We didn't really put too much thought into what we're going to talk about today. We kind of had an idea, rough idea, but we think that inspiration and what you listen to while you work, music, if you watch movies, if you listen to podcasts, it's just one of those things where I'm just wondering what you guys listen to when you're in your studio, when you're painting. Do you silence, musical, classical music, hip hop, whatever? So today we're just going to touch on that. So these guys are going to share what they're up to. I mean, Aronde was just, we were just talking that Aronde was just saying that he has a TV and a DVD VCR in his room. So Aronde, tell us about that, man. It's
Yeah. Basically, I was saying when I create, I don't need anything on.
right.
But if it's already to that point, I like to have stuff that's just background, like something that's repetitive that I know. Like if it's a movie, I'll play the movie that I've seen millions of times,
Right.
so it triggers just emotion and
Yeah.
not having me look back and forth
Yeah.
where I'm interrupted.
Yeah.
If it's music, it's the same thing. The DVD era is you just had a DVD on, you can have that on repeat, and it's just our atmosphere. But when I'm zoning out, I really don't need anything.
Really, eh?
Uh,
Yeah.
Oh,
For me, I have to listen to music all the time or a podcast. And I'm not really a massive podcast guy. I got a lot of friends who are really into it, true crime and stuff like that. I don't know if you guys listen to podcasts. I do listen to only basically comedy podcasts. I love Conan O'Brien. Um,
yeah, he's
Conan
funny. I like him.
O'Brien, yes, sir.
yeah.
Yeah,
I love Smartless. I love Jason Bateman and Will Arnett and I love all that kind of stuff. Red Richardson comedy is one I listen to now. I love that guy from the UK. And I just like to have something going in the background, but mainly music for me. And usually, if I'm painting like a Jimi Hendrix or J. Cole shoes, I'm going to listen to their music as well. I don't
mm,
know. It's just
Yeah,
one of those things where a little bit of that maybe coming into the painting, it's got to
yeah.
have some kind of effect, right?
absolutely. Yeah.
How about you,
Yeah.
Sid? This podcast, is it for you for?
I I can't do anything with talking in it. I just tune it right out. Like I have good intentions and everyone say, "Oh, listen to this podcast or that podcast," and I'll start it and then it'll end and I'm like, "I didn't hear a word of that."
Right, right,
I
right.
just tune it
Yeah,
right out. So I always have music on and I only have one qualification. It has to be happy or positive. I can't
I
listen
agree.
to like really dramatic or really sad or weepy or
Yeah.
it
Yeah, yeah.
has to be uplifting and happy. And I was talking to a friend about it the other day, and she said, "Well, what do you listen to?" And I said, "Well, my playlist is like really eclectic. It has everything
Mm.
and everyone, like from hip hop to country to old
Yeah, yeah.
70s, like
Yeah.
anything that I come across that I really like." And I'm always finding music when we're watching TV, and I'll be like, "Hey, what's that song?" And I'll add it to my playlist.
Shazam that, right? So I do that
Or
all the
just
time too.
ask Siri, right? And say, "Hey Siri, what's this song?" And then they'll find out and I'll add it. And I have this big playlist called Happy. And then I just start at the beginning. So my husband's always like, "Are you listening to the same thing again?" And like,
Yeah.
yeah, I just started
Hmm.
over and over, kind of like what Aronde was saying. Like I know what songs are coming up, and then I just kind
Hmm.
of get into it, and it's the same ones over and over, but it's good because I like it and it makes me happy. And when you're working on happy art, like what I do for licensing, you can't listen to something sad.
Oh
No,
yeah, absolutely.
it's
So
definitely
it
going to
kind of
have an
gets you
effect,
in the
right?
mood.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely doesn't have an effect. And even just like, have you ever had a day sometimes where you just don't feel like painting, creating?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it happens a lot. It happens quite
Yeah.
happens more
Hmm.
than I like to think. I like to go down to my studio and try and be professional, and and say, hey, I'm going to paint for 8 hours today or six
You
hours.
gotta
Today.
you gotta
Yeah.
show up
I'm gonna
whether
take a
you can
lunch
or
break at
not.
this month. Have because I worked in an industry where you had to be on time. You got a 15-minute break, then you got a half an hour break, and it was like, so all these things. So it was hard for me to break out of that, but
I
what I
know earlier this year in the winter,
yeah.
happy spring, guys, right? So
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
it was so depressing
yeah,
because it was cold and then the atmosphere outside.
Yeah.
And I was leaving. I said, I'm getting out of here. I'm going home. And then my studio neighbor, she wound up saying the same thing, was thinking the same thing. She said, "Oh, it's just so gloomy and depressing."
Yeah.
I said, I know. I said, I gotta go. I can't do this right now.
For
And
sure.
I left. Yeah.
For sure. Weather, time changes, like constant rain. Vancouver, unfortunately, we get a lot of rain up here, so it's easy to
Mm,
get kind of like moped down with the drabness of it all, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, energy, I think, is obviously you got to put energy into a painting, and you want that to
So
show through. Um, but yeah, if you have the wrong energy going into something, like you can fight it. I mean, I've been working on stuff and I'm just fighting it and just like, oh,
yeah,
I can't get it
yeah.
right. I can't get it right. You have to snap out of it and just kind of walk away.
you
Um,
Yeah.
will. And you
yeah,
do.
yeah, you do.
And
Yeah, you do. Yeah,
it's always like, oh, when you step back into it, it's fresh. And you say, oh, this is pretty cool. And you can
Yeah.
keep going and going until it's done. And it's just like that.
yeah,
Um, that's why I say it's a lifestyle. It's not a ah, keep
yeah,
it up. You know, to keep doing your art. You're like, who are you
Yeah.
talking to? You're
yeah,
going to keep doing it, obviously. Be like 80 years old already.
yeah, yeah,
Not really, but you know what I mean.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But it's just a lifestyle, and in lifestyles, you got all kind of moods,
yeah,
but you're not
Yeah.
going to never quit.
Yeah.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
You
Even though
know,
sometimes you feel like it, it's like,
oh, sure,
shit. I just
sure.
wanna
Do you guys have any things that you do, like if you're feeling like, oh, I hate this? Like, is there something that you'll do to kind of turn things around, or do you just walk away? Or it's
Another
like for
painting.
me, I like going, yeah.
Like
Well, for me,
I'll be
I like
doing
going,
something, and I'll say like, enough of this. I need to do a paint.
Yeah,
Enough of this. I need to
yeah,
paint.
yeah.
yeah,
You know, like you're working on a painting, but you're
yeah,
so tired of it, but you want to do just something else. It's not that you want to stop painting.
Just to
It's
change
that
it up.
particular one is just irking your life.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I find, I'm working like really intricately on with tiny brushes, like with like these,
Mhm.
yeah.
So and I'm like I'm doing this like really detailed,
Oh
like
yeah,
frustrating.
Yeah,
It's so like time consuming, and the paint dries really quickly and all kind of stuff. And I sometimes just want to get a big brush and just
hmm
do.
yeah,
You have to. I think it's about balance. It's easy to get stuck into I'm doing a lot of shoes lately. I'm doing a lot of basketballs and footballs and stuff, and it's very intricate work. And
yeah,
I was just telling Cent this morning, actually, I was like, I just want to paint like a big painting,
yeah,
yeah.
that brush and lots of, but if that's not the work I'm doing right now, you kind of got to get on with it. But
Yeah, you got to get it
yeah,
done.
yeah, I usually have a rotation of about 3 or 4 pieces that I'm always
Mhm.
working on. I have a big piece that I'm usually working on, something for
Yeah,
myself. I'll flip to a ball. I'll flip to a pair of shoes. I'll kind of bounce around and
mhm,
Mhm.
you see how I feel on the day, kind of thing. It's and sometimes things get stuck and they sit
yeah,
there for a week, and it's like, and then
yeah. But it's fun that way.
yeah,
Like yeah, but even digital, you have a pile of paintings. Traditionally, you have a pile of paintings,
yeah,
and it's just always something that's going to trigger you either way, happy or depressing, or just like what the heck is going on in my life.
yeah,
I need some vitamin B and D,
yeah,
whatever it is. Get out in that sun. That sun is
yeah,
rejuvenated too.
yeah,
Where you're
absolutely,
like, oh, I just needed that.
yeah,
And like what we doing now, man, I need to talk to some people.
yeah,
It could be a
yeah.
whole bunch of things, you
yeah.
know.
Yeah. I
Um,
like going out in the garden and just pulling a bucket of weeds. Like, and we've got lots
Yeah.
of weeds right
mhm.
now. So I'll get my garden gloves and just
Yeah,
go and rip things out. It's like,
yeah.
oh, that's really satisfying. You can see where you did it, and then you feel better getting
Yeah,
outside. And yeah,
But
that's
yeah. I mean, you have obligation too. You have the dogs, right? So it forces
yeah,
you to get out, which is great.
yeah. Getting a dog walk every day is good. And
hmm
got down to the ocean, and like we're close enough to the beach, so I can just walk down to the ocean and just stand there and go, ah. My
So,
husband
yeah,
and I call it our mindfulness time. So we go, are you
absolutely.
doing your
yeah.
mindfulness?
Yeah.
Atmosphere,
Yeah,
atmosphere is
Just
everything.
breathing in that
yeah,
beautiful, fresh ocean air. I mean, I've seen your
yeah.
videos when you go on your dog walk and stuff like that. So you can feel that crisp,
Oh, yeah,
beautiful, fresh
yeah,
Pacific air.
yeah,
Yeah,
Is it
yeah.
invigorating, right? It
Oh
rejuvenates.
yeah, yeah, it's
mhm.
Yeah.
nice. And just getting down there where it's quiet and there's no
Yeah.
computers and nothing around. You just stand there and breathe it in, and the dogs are doing whatever they're doing. And yeah, just stand there for a few
That's the
minutes.
thing.
Okay,
Like
I'm
I live
good
in
now.
Yeah.
I live in a place called Monterey in Philadelphia, and the homes it's like you have row homes and you have separate homes, but it's always kind of quiet, but it's people there too. So like when I go run around the track, it's people out and it's just sunny and it's fresh,
Yeah.
and that does a lot for your mind. You know
Oh,
what I
Absolutely.
mean? I have my dance. See, now I have my music on. I can't walk without the music. Isn't that something? Like if I won't go walk, I can't not have music on. It's not going to
Yeah.
happen. But
yeah.
when you got the music on, you walking around and you see, then you rejuvenated. Now, like, oh, I want to paint something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, if I go for a walk, I usually walk around the neighborhoods here, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like a very residential neighborhood. It's like lots of hills up and down, and you go for a walk out there. I listen to Conan O'Brien or something. I don't like
Yeah.
listening to
Okay.
music when I'm walking because I'm crossing roads and stuff like that. Or tell
Mhm.
my kids,
Oh,
hey,
sure.
take those big headphones off when you're crossing the street,
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Um, so I'm walking down the sidewalk, and I've got this old couple coming up when they're walking their dog, and I'm bursting out laughing, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm thinking, oh my God, and I'm like, oh, I'm listening to I'm like, and I said I'm going to make a T-shirt that says, I'm not laughing at you, I'm listening to Conan O'Brien, right? So that's so just so when I'm walking around the street randomly
He
laughing.
is just so hilarious, though. It's
So
like,
good. Like, yeah, yeah. My
yeah.
favorite episode ever was Larry David. I love Larry David.
Oh
And
yeah.
genius, right? So
If your
I'm
mood
crying.
can't get right
Yeah.
with him, then
So yeah, it's I think listening to stuff is really important. And sometimes I will flip a Netflix show on the background on my iPad.
Mhm.
If I'm just kind of really going for the motion. But like Aronde was saying, if it's something new, like a new Netflix thing, so if
Mm.
I'm like,
Yeah, I would
then
Yeah.
agree.
then you're not getting anything from anything, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
sometimes I feel like, but yeah, a familiar old movie, Back to the Future or something in the background, it triggers good stuff. I think it's
Yeah.
it's good energy. I think that kind of stuff.
Telling
So,
you,
Yeah.
you got to do the Last Dragon.
all right,
Show
yeah,
enough.
yeah,
Eddie Arcadian. It's because it's so good. I said, wow, I didn't really notice when I was young how animated live cartoony this was.
right.
This is so reserved. Like Batman, you can't go wrong with Adam West.
Can't go
I
wrong.
was like, oh my gosh, this is so retarded,
The classics,
but
yeah,
I love it.
yeah. And and also listening to music and stuff, guys. What do you guys feel about like, what I hate is really disrupts me is the social media. Um, if I feel I have to, oh, got to film something, oh, got to,
Yeah.
it's really disruptive for me, and I
Mhm.
really don't
You
enjoy.
know,
Um,
what you're saying is absolutely right, man. I got a second wing going to that show
yeah,
because now I'm not as in tune with social media because I know better. It's like you knew better then, but now that I'm like, man, look, you don't have to do all that posting. You want to stay active since now you're on it. You do want to stay active, but
yeah,
you don't want it to control you because a lot of people will still think like, oh, I got to get some more followers. I got to get this. I said, nah, man, you got to be out in the public
uh,
and you got to do your social media, but you
yeah,
got to be in around real people in real time to see how this thing worked for you because you don't
yeah,
want to become a slave to that, man.
exactly. And you know what? Sometimes I feel like I owe it to people to do this, and I'm like, then I sit there and go, really, I
Yeah,
don't. It's like
yeah, not really,
because
right?
usually I'll pour my heart and soul into something, and I'll get like ooh, three
But
likes.
that's the
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
thing. It's so
Like,
entitled, right? It's like when you gonna post and when you gonna do this? You're like, wait a minute, it's not like I don't have to do it,
yeah,
Yeah.
but you do it. And you're doing it for a reason. It's not to like, hey man, show me that work right now.
yeah.
Well, then
But
you
we get
also
it.
end up spending all your time doing a bloody
Totally.
Mhm.
post. And then you're like, well, I didn't paint anything, but I got 5 minutes of my hand moving a paintbrush. But what did I
Uh,
actually do?
That's
And
true.
then how does that benefit you? Like, it's
yeah,
I
better
know.
to just be offline and take. I know they always say, oh, don't just share finished work, share your process. But I always feel like who wants to see your process other than other
This
artists?
what I found out too about showing the process. Like, you got to calm down on that too, because a lot of times that can kill the morale. Like,
Yeah.
you showing something and it's in the process, and then when you show it, you don't. Sometimes you won't get what you're trying to get.
Yeah.
And I look at likes for a reason for like to see how they likes really how they like it, not
Mhm.
oh good job, buddy. I want to really see do you are you gravitating towards it? Can I bring that out to a show? I got a
Yeah.
lot of heads on it.
Yeah.
But if you do it
Yeah.
half complete, they think they've seen everything.
Yeah.
And even in real life, like I was telling my friend, I said, look at this. He's like, oh no, I seen it. I'm like, no, you did not. It's not. I'm showing you stuff. No, I seen that when you posted. I
Yeah.
said, this is the complete version. This is not even that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it just irked my life that he did that. And I
Totally.
said, oh, okay, I see.
And you know what? I used to put up like these reels, and I'm old. I don't know. I want to see the whole thing, and I put down what I want to see, right? So I'm really
Mhm.
interested in what I do, like you know. But it's like um, people aren't as interested as I am, or Cynthia said,
Yeah,
other artists they want to see how your process, but your
yeah.
average person doesn't. And there's this feature on the Instagram if you go into the tools or whatever in the thing, right? And it's got like your real and your average retention rate. And like my
Mhm.
average retention rate is like 70%. Like only 30% of people will actually watch my 30-second clip.
Hmm.
Most of them go like first 10 seconds, go next, next, next. So
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
what am I doing this for? It's like, so
Yeah.
I think to niche in your audience and do things like we're doing here to pull to other artists, I think
Hmm.
that's where people get the value out of our work.
Right.
Yeah, an average person who follows you because they like your art will just see it for 1 second and that's good enough, or they
Yeah,
might double tap, they might not double tap. It's like
I do it. I
yeah,
mean, I do it when somebody, I'm like, oh, get to it. Or why are you, I wanted to see that. It's like, why are you taking it and doing it goes so fast and
yeah,
you're on to the next thing. You don't really get a chance to embrace the piece of work
yeah,
because it's really not realistic, honestly, because you're showing somebody every single day that you're doing a piece of art.
yeah.
And I got a friend of mine, it's like, hey, what you do? What you do? It's like, man, you can't even enjoy the first thing that you did. And then you're on to the next
Yeah.
thing. You're
Yeah.
talking about the next thing already. It's
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fast
Yeah.
paced, right? And it's like, and
like,
people do the things now with the, the thing with the turning around the painting. When it first came up, it was like, hey, that's pretty cool, it's good because people used to just turn around and show it, which is great. But now you got this thing where they're like, ooh,
and
ooh,
it better
oh,
be
fucking
good, man.
hell,
You
get
got my
on with it.
attention.
Yeah.
Like,
I
what is
not waste my
and
time with that,
it's
man.
like you wait
Yeah.
fucking half an hour. It's like,
Yeah.
what are these people like? What is turn it round? And you're like,
Yeah.
they're like, and you're like.
It's like, nah.
Like, come on, it's like, but that's retention rate, right? And that's one of those,
Suckers.
you know. So if you can have a 10-second video of you spinning around a thing, but you can make it drag it out to 40 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what's going to
Yeah.
happen? What's going to happen? And then
Oh,
but mind
They
you,
turn your ass
already then
around and
they've watched
leave.
80% of your video, right? So it's like,
yeah.
so there's lots of trickery out there and stuff.
Well, I find a lot of that too. Like, there's a lot of people that get dressed up. Like, there's an artist that I've seen, and it's like full
They get into it
makeup,
now.
wears a fancy dress, and then goes to stand at her easel with a brush. Like, ooh, like, who are you fooling?
You know what
You look like an idiot
Yeah,
almost.
no.
Like, you're not showing the real life. Like, I don't want to see you pretending to paint
Yeah,
wearing
yeah.
your best prom dress kind of thing. I want
Yeah.
to see you get in here. If you're going to show me a video, be real. Come on.
Mm.
Who paints in a Louis Vuitton gown?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Or bikini.
right? Yeah, a bikini, right? So that's the thing, right? It's like,
Ooh, let me see that.
exactly, and I mean that's just like that's not even appealing to art lovers. That's just appealing to like
No,
guys
that's
who put on it's
yeah,
and
different
whatever.
audience.
Yeah, and are you gonna and it's average art, some of it, it's like,
Mhm.
and then you're thinking, what are you selling here really at the end of the day, right? Is it
Yeah,
OnlyFans or is this like art? Is this what's going on here, right?
I
So
know people. I seen people on here that had over 200,000 followers, doing some stuff like that. But then, as you dive into what they were talking about, then they'd be depressed. And I don't know if I want to continue doing the art. And I said, well, that's the thing. You got to decide what it is you're doing. Are you doing that, or are you really creating? Because if you're not happy about your art and they just watching that, then you know what it is. You know what I
it's
mean?
very hollow, and
yeah,
it's very it's hard to filter out all that stuff because
Hmm.
it's the wild west on the internet, isn't it? It's like
Yeah.
mhm,
there's
It's funny how they switched it up on us. Back in the day, you just had a website.
Yeah.
It was perfect. I remember people saying,
Yeah.
"Oh, your website is way better than what's that MySpace." Remember that?
Yeah.
It's way better than MySpace. And then it's like I'm getting off of MySpace. They got this thing called Facebook.
Yeah.
And it's like, what's that? Then now it's here, and when you used to get a comment in your on your email thing, you knew you were doing something. Like,
Yeah.
hey, Kyrie, your work is just so exciting and it's uplifting,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, really? Now it's like, hey, Kyrie, you sucker. Yeah, like, well, who is this?
Yeah.
Talking to me like this.
And
And
it's
you
like,
type it back, and now you're going back and forth. You're like, wait a minute, you
yeah.
pump where you live. It's like, wait a minute, what am I even doing?
People used to be
Yeah.
moved by something and they used to react to it by spending the time to connect,
Hmm.
right? But now
Yeah.
it's just like pff, whatever. Fuck, it's like
Yeah.
anything, right?
Yeah.
There's an
Hmm.
emoji, and it's like it's like it doesn't mean anything so much anymore now. It's
Do you
unfortunate.
guys think
But
that
it's still,
it'll go back to websites? Like, 'cause I kind of feel like social media is dying a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like it is too. I feel like it's getting
Yeah.
super toxic.
Yeah.
I think is that. Well, and it's dying to us, but it's not dying. I think
Yeah,
we're
I
tired
guess
of it.
so.
Yeah.
People love it because people love to be Eric, just like randomly ignorant.
Yeah.
What they call it,
Yeah.
trolling. They like to troll.
Yeah, I like to troll.
Ah,
Yeah.
got him
Yeah.
mad. What they saying now? The thing is, he spazzed out, not spazzed out, but some whatever they saying, you're doing that, especially being old, and you probably like arguing with a 12-year-old. You don't even know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the other thing about the social media, it does work because some of the connections that you're getting, like who? Spike Lee,
Yeah.
and they're
Oh,
talking to
Yeah.
you, and they're
absolutely.
you know,
Oh yeah, that means
Denzel Washington
it's
thumbs up. You're like,
yeah,
is that really him? And it really be.
totally.
Yeah.
So
And you
you
know
really
what?
can make a connection.
Yeah, you really can. It's a massive sea of stuff. But if you
Hmm.
find that spark, and
Yeah,
then if they're out
yeah.
there, there are people out there who are looking, and people out
Hmm.
there who are trying to connect, right? So
Right.
eventually
Absolutely.
they do
Yeah.
cross paths, right? Which is
Yep.
exciting.
Yeah.
Um,
It's just we run out and just like regular life. Stay, mind your business, stay
yeah,
consistent and do what you trying to do.
yeah,
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys use TikTok at all?
Mm-mm.
Nah, I don't. I
No.
have it. I don't. I just
I
didn't.
have it. I've never really. I've got it. It's just I don't know, but
I
like,
tried it once
Right.
because it was for a project that I was working on with an influencer. But
Yeah.
it was such a time suck. I went on there for like just to see what it was all about because I had to
Hmm.
kind of figure out how it worked and like how I don't get it. Like am I too old for this or am I just
yeah,
like not understanding this because it's just sit there and watch video after video after video. I was like, what am I doing? Like I
yeah.
should be painting or I should be
I tell
doing
you,
That's where
something other than this.
a lot of things like that is not really for us because of that. It's
Yeah.
like we're doers and we need to constantly do something.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
give a
I
couple of
mean,
minutes.
don't get me wrong. It's easy to get sucked into it. I'm
I'm
sitting
Oh
telling you,
yeah.
and I'm like, and next thing
exactly.
like, fuck, I've been on it for
Yeah.
45
I,
minutes, and I'm like,
mm,
I've got nothing.
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's like 1 minute I'm watching like miniature um things being made. Next thing I'm watching like cars jumping over trains, and then
Once
I'm
you
like,
get
where am I?
sucked in, sucked into the other side, man, it's
Yeah.
a wrap.
Yeah, and you know
You
what
know,
the one that I really get sucked into and I watch all the time is cliff jumping. I'm like I watch a ton of that. I don't know why. I'm like, 105 meters, whoa,
man,
jumping off. I'm like,
I'm not even gonna act like I'm adult enough to just ignore all this stuff.
yeah, oh, totally. But you
Hey,
know what? You know what I do though, and in all my social media, all my Instagram, I do have a TikTok. I look at stuff. I get recipes off TikTok. I get a lot of recipes off it. It was very handy for
Oh.
that. But I do have all my blocked words, and I have a ton of blocked words.
okay, what's that? Wait a minute.
So you can block words that you
Uh-huh.
don't want in your feed. So
I didn't know that.
I've
Okay.
blocked all political words. I don't have any political stuff on my stuff. So all my
Oh.
feed is art, um, art, music, recipes,
Mm.
stuff I'm kind of more involved in. It's very lighter. It's a lot
Yeah,
lighter.
yeah.
I talk to friends who have politics in their feed, and it's like it's really draining. And I'm like, I don't get into any of that kind of stuff. So I keep my feed really light, and it's yeah, if it's somebody putting some Mentos in a Diet Coke and watching it explode in a car, yeah, it's better than watching.
Fall for it.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
Politicians crying, but but
You
it's
know, it's so funny because people be like, "That's AI. It's AI."
yeah,
I'm like, we still doing that?
Mhm.
Obviously, to me, it's AI, but
right,
it's hilarious. Some of it be funny and some of it be interesting, and obviously, it's not real. I look at it as entertainment, and
yeah,
everybody trying to fool me. This is AI, and
yeah.
I thought you kind of knew that already.
Yeah,
But
but then
Yeah.
I mean the quickness of the swipe, right? It just goes to show the retention level of people these days.
Hmm.
If you're not hooked in the first 2.5 seconds, you're next.
Yeah.
You're yesterday's newspaper, right? It's like it's impossible. They always talk about the hook, and when you put a video up, it's got to have a hook to get people to stay. It's
there's a
like
good thing
Yeah.
by in chopstick. That's Eddie Murphy joke.
yeah,
I know what's going to get them to buy chopstick. We average up chopsticks. And it's just funny. But yeah, this is the same way we are
so true.
now. It's like, how you going to get them in? This will
Yeah,
get them.
Yeah.
And now
There's a
you just
trend online, right? I've seen a few people doing it now where they post a pretend apology, like, oh, we posted this horrible post yesterday. Sorry about that. So then people are like instantly, what did you post? I want
oh, they
to know. And
go
then they read through and it's gross. Like
yeah,
stuff like that just makes you just want to shut the whole thing off and
yeah.
walk away.
remember they used to try back in the day, like you can't show this, you can't show that. Now everything is a go.
Yeah,
You
Yeah.
know?
clickbait, right? Clickbait.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate because it does dilute it for us, right? Or for any
Yeah.
creator or any person who's trying to do something, tangible and meaningful online. It's a very blurred line in between
Yeah, it
Hmm.
is.
that kind of nuttiness and real creativity. So it's unfortunate that people get and I find myself swinging from one side to the other too. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, I want to watch something, but like I said, it's, I watch the dog, I'm bawling, I'm crying watching dog rescue videos. So it's like you just get sucked right into it, or puppies,
Yeah.
or
The little kitty
baby
Yeah.
otters, and I'm like, oh my
cat
God,
sucked in.
you know, like my kids send me stuff like that all the time. They're like, oh, Dad, watch this video, and I'm like, what is it? It's like it's a baby otter in a kitchen being in a
Mhm.
bath. I'm like,
I was just watching the giraffe. The giraffe mother discarded the giraffe. I said, why?
oh
This is
no,
such the baby was like a week old, but 7 feet tall. And I'm
wow.
sitting here watching giraffes, like, wow.
But yeah, who knows, right? Who knows, But
Yeah,
is it
giraffe.
inspiration? Are we getting anything out of it? I think, you
We
know,
do. I do. I still
yeah,
do. Like if I'm
yeah,
watching,
Yeah.
look, what is
I,
Dave doing? What's Cynthia doing? What's
yeah, I
whoever my
Yeah.
person is at the time? That's aspiring. I want to create now. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
It
I
does,
want
it
to do
does.
something like that.
Yeah,
And
I mean, my Instagram feed and stuff, it's full of inspiration, and stuff.
mhm.
I look for
Mhm.
things that kind of will trigger me to go, oh, hey, that's interesting, that's a good idea, or
Yeah,
that's something I could maybe look at, kind of thing. I
even
follow.
somebody that's like perceived to be bad. I'll
Yeah,
look at that and be like, dang, man, I wonder, I can be a coach. You know what I mean? I can be like an art coach if they allow me to,
yeah,
or something like. I wonder how that'll feel. But then I'm just thinking like, oh, that person got a far way to go, or that person is dynamite. But it's just always that. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah. It's getting really, really hard to keep up. That's what I'm saying. Like, but
Yeah.
as far as like in the studio, we can control that. And like you said,
Yeah.
when we're painting, we can listen to whatever we want and stuff. And my playlists are all over the show. And usually, what
same.
happens is I'll find an artist or something, and I'll go deep dive on them, and then I'll stick with that for
You
a
know
week.
what I like? I have Apple Play,
Oh yeah,
and with Apple Play, you can listen to albums that you never heard
yeah,
because
yeah,
it's for
yeah. They
free. You don't have
suggest
to
stuff,
purchase
right?
it. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll do like anybody random, what somebody that I wanted to listen to back then that they didn't buy their tape or cassette. That's how old we are, right? I said, let me listen to this.
yeah,
I said, oh,
Yeah.
this wasn't bad
yeah,
because we're not in that moment of where
yeah,
everything is hot or cold or whatever it is. So you
yeah.
can look at it in a different perspective. So I like doing that.
Yeah.
I'll listen to somebody that always had like a number one hit and you never heard anything else, and then I deep dive into something else. I said, "Well,
Mhm.
this person was good,
Yeah.
but for whatever reason, they didn't catch on,
Yeah.
or this sucked. What was this person really thinking about? This is not really good. I don't see why people like this person, or
Yeah, and I mean, I'll listen to everything from Taylor Swift to whatever, even what stuff my
yeah,
kids listen to, right? I'll throw it in the background. It's good. But I'll watch the Grammys these days, and
hmm
Yes.
I don't know anybody.
I said the same thing. I said,
Like
I was like,
who?
even when Michael Jackson was doing his thing,
Yeah,
I said, even if you didn't really know who he was, you understood that you was hearing the music somewhere.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
Mm,
But now it's just like we don't. Well, I don't. I'm just saying the radio isn't even a thing anymore. We used to love listening to the radio.
yeah,
yeah.
And I would think people were bigger than they were because we would just listen. They would always play their song on the radio.
yeah. Yeah, you hear it
Yeah.
all
What
the
do
time,
you
right?
mean Went Wood?
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
platinum material,
It's like, radio. So who listens to radio anymore these days?
right?
Because,
Yeah.
there's so much talking in between of like just nonsense.
And
I'd rather just put
advertisements.
a playlist on that I know, and it's
Yeah.
no advertisements, nothing, right? So even like
Yeah.
the Sirius XM, whatever, all that stuff, you could tune it out. But that's basically podcasts and Apple Music, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah,
people use Spotify, and then what I like about it is you get suggested playlists of like what were you listening to in 2019? This is your hit, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
back, and it's nice, to when you were
Yeah.
creating stuff like that before. So yeah,
Yeah.
lots of great things to do and do
I
what.
found some neat music because I got hooked on these videos on Instagram of Northern Soul dancing. And there's
Oh
uh,
this
yeah,
guy
yeah, yeah.
doing this dance to this
And
song.
they can like
And
slide
so I had
across.
to find out what the song was. And then that went into a whole other realm of
yeah.
crazy music that people were doing this Northern Soul dancing to. And it's like,
Northern Soul is like
wow,
it's quite the thing, isn't it? Like
it
they're
is.
like the way they like
They just kind of glide.
shuffle, man. It's
Hey,
mad,
Dave,
it's mad.
how's that, Dave?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. But on that note,
Dancing.
on that note, I will kind of like take it off there. My dance moves, as you know, but guys, thanks a lot today for that. It's been brilliant. Interesting topic. I think we could
Yeah.
dive more on this. I think it's super interesting. What are you guys listening to at home? What do you guys listen to when you paint? Write in the comments down below and hit subscribe. And we'll see you next week. Later. Bye, guys. Take care. Have a good one.